Welcome friends, welcome to Pancakes Plus Academy video. In our foreign exchange simplified series, today we are going to discuss different types of letters of credit or different types of LCs. LC or letter of credit, as we know, is used in trade transactions. A bank is issuing LC on behalf of its customer, called the applicant of the LC, who will be the buyer in a trade transaction. Through the LC, the issuing bank is guaranteeing payment to the seller, who is called the beneficiary of the LC. But the payment is subject to submission of credit compliant documents or documents as per the terms and conditions in the LC by the beneficiary. So that's what is happening in a LC transaction. And there are different types of LCs generally used in different trade transactions. Let's see some of the types of LCs generally used in international trade. So let's begin with a revocable credit and irrevocable credit. Credit here means LC. A revocable credit is an LC which can be revoked by the issuing bank without the consent of the beneficiary. In other words, the issuing bank can revoke or cancel or amend this LC on its own without the consent from the beneficiary. Whereas, irrevocable credit cannot be cancelled or amended without the consent of the beneficiary and all other parties to the credit. In other words, an irrevocable credit can be cancelled or amended only with the permission of the beneficiary and all other parties like the confirming bank. Then only it can be revoked or cancelled or modified. Revocable credits are not being used in international trade nowadays. Now let's go to confirmed credit and unconfirmed credit. An LC issued by a bank is advised to the beneficiary through some other bank. The duty and responsibility of this bank, which is called the advising bank, is to ensure the authenticity of the LC. That is, the advising bank is required to authenticate the LC that this LC has been issued by some genuine bank or it has come from a genuine source. So this is the only responsibility of the advising bank when it is advising an LC to the beneficiary. But sometimes the issuing bank may request the advising bank to add its confirmation on the LC in addition to advising it also. And when the advising bank adds its confirmation, it is called a confirmed credit. By confirming the credit, the confirming bank steps into the shoes of the issuing bank. In other words, when a bank is confirming an LC, its responsibility is not limited only to authenticate the LC, but also it is also responsible for honoring the commitments under the LC if documents are presented to it. That is, when it adds its confirmation, it has the same responsibility as that of the issuing bank. And LC confirmation is usually requested if the seller is not comfortable with the credit issuing bank, or the seller is not comfortable with the credit worthiness of the issuing bank, and or is concerned over the buyer's country risk. Now let's see what a transferable credit is. As the name suggests, it's a credit or an LC which can be transferred to another party or another beneficiary. So a credit which can be transferred to another party is called a transferable credit. These types of LCs are usually opened when the beneficiary is not the manufacturer of goods, but just an intermediary. For example, imagine you are an exporter and you are getting an export order under LC from USA. So you have got an LC from your buyer in USA. Now, you are not the manufacturer of the goods that you are going to export, but you are buying it from a local manufacturer and then exporting it. So you are buying the goods from the local supplier. Now, the local supplier may require an LC from you for selling the goods to you. That is, you need to open an LC favoring your local supplier for getting the goods from him. In the normal case, you will have to approach your bank and open an LC favoring your supplier. But if the LC which you have received from your buyer in USA is a transferable LC, you can transfer the same LC to your local manufacturer instead of opening another LC. In other words, the same LC which you have got from your party or your buyer can be transferred to the manufacturer of the goods without going for opening a new LC. So this is how a transferable credit is functioning. Now we'll see what's a back-to-back credit. This is a credit opened at the request of the beneficiary of an existing credit on the backing of such credit. Normally, when you are opening an LC, the opening bank will require some kind of security before sanctioning the LC limit. Sometimes the bank may open a new LC on the security of an existing LC which you have already received from your party or your buyer. Please remember, in the previous example for transferable credit, where you are getting an LC from USA and the same is transferred to your seller in India. But if the LC you received from USA is not a transferable LC, you cannot transfer the same. In that case, you may have to open a fresh LC. If your branch or if your bank is opening the new LC on the backing of the LC which you have received from your buyer, it is called a back-to-back LC or back-to-back credit. The original credit, based on the security of which the new credit is opened, is called the principal credit, and the credit opened on its backing is called the back-to-back credit or countervailing credit. Red clause credit. Sometimes some banks, while issuing an LC, may also authorize the nominated bank to provide pre-shipment finance or packing credit to the beneficiary. A credit which authorizes the nominated bank to sanction pre-shipment credit to the beneficiary at the sole risk and responsibility of the credit issuing bank is called a red clause credit. The nominated bank can provide pre-shipment advance to the beneficiary against the red clause LC. And if the beneficiary fails to export the goods or fails to repay the loan, that is the pre-shipment finance, the LC issuing bank will pay the amount to the nominated bank. Green clause credit. Green clause credit is also like a red clause credit. But here the issuing bank is also authorizing the nominated bank for paying the warehousing charges. So if the credit provides for giving advance payment for warehousing, it's the warehousing charges to the beneficiary, this is called a green clause credit. Now, revolving credit. In this type of LCs or credits, the credit gets reinstated to the original amount without any fresh request. That is, the same LC can be used again and again. Once the amount mentioned in the LC is utilized, and it is recovered from the party, the same amount is reinstated to the credit card so that it can be used again. And there are automatic revolving credit and non-automatic revolving credit. In automatic revolving credit, the credit gets automatically reinstated after a drawing is made. In the case of non-automatic revolving credit, the credit reinstated or the credit gets reinstated only after the receipt of the LC issuing bank to the effect that the amount is duly paid by the applicant of the credit. That is, only after getting the receipt of the, or the confirmation of the issuing bank that the amount in the last transaction has been duly paid by the applicant of the credit. Now, standby credit. Standby credit functions just like a guarantee. It's a definite undertaking by the issuing bank to the beneficiary that in the event of non-payment or non-performance of an obligation by the applicant, the issuing bank will pay the amount specified in the LC. So it is just like it's functioning just like a guarantee only. If you found this video useful, please like, share and subscribe to our channel, Bankers Plus Academy. Thank you.